Hi, my name's Rob Lee. Subscribe to Forde, Have Mercy.
Right, so Rob, thank you for joining me. Just talk me through your thoughts on this season, obviously with Rafa coming on board for the long-time future, and what he's brought to the club in terms of stability.
Well, I think what you people will realise, we did actually get relegated, and I think with Rafa coming in, I think it's been pushed to one side really. I think it's been a great appointment. I'm delighted he joined us. I think in the transfer window he's done marvellous to get the money in that he's got in for some of the players that didn't play particularly well last year or the season before. Got a lot of money in and bought some very, very good players that should be able to get us out of this league quite comfortably, I think.
And you talked about the players. I mean, talk me through some of the signings that really took your eye and impressed you.
Matt Ritchie I like. I've always liked him. I think he's a good football player. He's done very well at Bournemouth. So I think he's a great addition. And I think he's one that can get us out of this division and play in the Premier League as well. So I think, Dwight Gow I like as well. I've always liked him. I think he's, whether it be Premier League, I'm not sure, but he'll get us 20-25 goals in this division. And you hope that, once he gets that confidence up and he's scoring that many goals, then he pushes on and does the same in the Premier League, which is a totally different ball game. But I certainly think we've got the squad to quite comfortably get us out of this league.
Yeah. And you're famous for wearing the number 7 shirt. Talk me through, obviously, the previous number 7, Moussa Sissoko, and obviously the newest number 7, Ashraf Lazar. What's your thoughts on them two?
Don't know much about the latest one. Sissoko, I always said that I thought he should have been a good player. Listen, he is a good player. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I thought he should have been a better player. I think with the amount of ability and the strength and the way he can get about pitch, he should have done a lot better for Newcastle. I think we saw that in the Euros for France. He was very, very good, and I don't think he reached his peak or his potential for Newcastle, and didn't play as well as he should have done. So I think for Rafa to get £30 million for him is good for Newcastle.
And like myself, you're not from the area.
No.
London, you're a London boy. Talk me through like the transition it was from obviously coming from London to Newcastle.
It was strange. I'd never been really past Watford Gap really, so I was a complete Londoner, complete East Ender, and probably I joined probably at the right time. I think if young lads join now, I think it's a totally different ballgame. The stadium's huge. When I joined, the reason I joined was Kevin Keegan. I knew Newcastle was a big club, but I didn't realise how big it was till I actually got here and witnessed it. And I thought I'd maybe be here 1 or 2 years, and I ended up staying 10. So I must have enjoyed it, and I still come back a lot. So listen, I had a great rapport with the fans. I consider it my second home still.
With the game on Saturday against Derby, obviously you played for both as well. What's your thoughts on the game? How's it going to go?
As I said before, I think Newcastle got by far the strongest squad. I think Derby have got with their owner, they've got the potential to buy players and to probably match Newcastle. But I think we've bought better players for them to get us out of this league. I think we've bought players that can get us out of this league. And it'd be a tough game, but they're all tough games in this division. And I think after probably the blip of the first 2 games, everyone thought it was going to be a bit of a struggle. But I just believe that once they got in the rhythm of things, when you get relegated, it's very difficult because the next season comes along. You're within 8 weeks or so, and I think it takes a little bit of time for the players to get used to playing in a different division. It gets a little bit of time to take all your players that you've got, which you've bought, and they got used to playing with each other and playing and staying in a new area. So, and I always believe once we got going, with the players that we've got, the quality we've got, then we'll prove too strong for a lot of teams, and I think we'll be too strong for Derby.
Yeah. And obviously your boys are playing in the game now. They're in the professional game. How are they getting on? I mean, any words of advice for them?
It's very difficult for young British players coming through. I've said it for many years. They rarely get opportunities at big clubs. Mine both started at West Ham. I got my eldest is at Luton, doing very well. With a manager who likes to play football. And my youngest, who's 21, has just signed for Barnsley, and with another good young manager. And they've signed a lot of good young players. same division now as Newcastle United. So, but they'll surprise a few teams because they've got some good young players, you know. And I just think it's very difficult for youngsters coming through. You know, there's so many foreign players now, not just in the first team, but in the youth team, in the you know, the teams from 8, 7, 9, 10s, 11s. There's a lot of competition players, and you know, I want to see the best players in this league. I want to see the best foreign players in this league. But the league's got enough money to do that. But what I'd like to see is some sort of structure that we can get British players coming through, because you know, no doubt about it, the England team has suffered for it.
Yeah. And in terms of advice to your boys, if they got the phone call from Rafa, would you be advising them to come up here?
Oh yeah, all day long. I mean, my one of them was 18 months when he came up, so he's at Luton. He's just turned 25. He's a Newcastle supporter through and through. My youngest, who's 21, was born in Durham. So yeah, listen. I think Newcastle's if they ever get an opportunity to play for Newcastle United, I would tell them to grab it with both hands. Yeah.
Okay, so Rob, I've just been informed that you're going to be part of the entertainers game. How's it going to be lined up against, or lined up with such legends as, you know, Shearer as manager, Ferdinand as assistant manager?
Yeah, it's something I'm looking forward to. I'm putting the black and white stripes on for probably one last time. What I thought, most of us now are getting towards 50. I'm past 50. I think John Berris was past 50. So it won't be many more times we're putting the black and white stripes on, and just getting together now with all the lads. I mean, most of them are coming back, as you say. Alan's manager and Les's assistant. So I'm very much looking forward to it. It'll be it's great to put on the black and white shirt, but it's great to get with all your mates that you from 20 odd years ago, that we had a great rapport in the city. We all got on very well still. We don't get together as much as probably we should. So I'm looking forward to it immensely. Yeah.
And have you already made the phone call to Alan and say, look, Alan, you know, you've got to get me in the team now. I've got to be starting at least captain as well.
Well, I'm obviously captain. Obviously captain. Yeah, I'll be taking penalties and throw-ins, and most of the things that he's not on the pitch I can actually take now. So no, he'll probably drag me at some stage, no doubt. He'll drag me off because he enjoys doing that. So I'll probably play. I'm looking at playing maybe 60 minutes, 70 minutes, but knowing Mr. Shearer's manager, I'll probably be 35 or something.
Cheers,
No problem. You're welcome. Thanks a lot.
2-0. 2-0. I at least thought Brighton would have got one. I mean, this is not me being cocky, slightly confident. Obviously, we did win. But 2-0 against Brighton, a team that finished third in the league. I mean, I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. I just thought it would have been a lot harder than what I just seen out there on St James's Park. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry for being rude. My name is Forde, aka Forde Have Mercy. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you haven't been here before. And this is the review for what I've just witnessed on St James's Park. And you know what? I'm absolutely delighted.